I'm going to point out that if you are online in a social media app where posting is encouraged and there's this algorithmic component, so like not on Facebook, really not on Instagram, but like if you're on Threads, if you're on TikTok, which I would recommend getting off of TikTok, but you don't have to if you don't want to. X, Blue Sky, that kind of stuff. And you are a part of communities, as you see it, that are around activism. And you actually want to be an activist. Outside of that, you have got to learn how to be humble. What do I mean by this? I don't mean learn to be humble as in like take the bullshit that what other people say about you. It's like, yeah, that's true, that is true. Especially when it comes to like being oppressed. So like if you're a trans person, like that doesn't mean taking the bigotry that people are going to throw in your face online. It means that when you post something and it's about your activism, you have to be okay with people saying, hey, I agree with the sentiment, but how you stated it is not great. You have to be okay with that, because guess what? Being an activist does not mean you know how to present your activism in the best way. There are professional marketers out here. There are professional brand reps. There are professional media literate people out there. Professionals, because they've studied media literacy. They've studied communication. And so you being a person who's just coming into an activist space because you have a marginalized identity, which you're valid wanting to speak up, but just because you're valid in wanting to speak up does not mean that you know how to present it in the best way possible. So if somebody's coming to you and says, hey, I agree with your sentiment, but the way you're presenting it is not great, and you decide to get defensive and treat them as if they are attacking you, then you're not ready to be a good activist. Because to be a good activist, you have to be a good leader. And if your response to someone presenting a note on your activism is to get defensive and try and shut them down, or get to condescending and give ad hominem attacks, you're not ready. You need to keep working on that. And you need to lower down your defenses, because guess what? People who offer notes are not the people who are attacking you. Let's do better.